Today we will talk about the economic importance of pteridophytes. Then you will study about the differences between bryophytes and pteridophytes. As per the economic importance of pteridophytes are there, I have written here some of the points, and all these points you are supposed to write in your notebooks. The first, the pteridophytes, some of the pteridophytes, they are the good source of the food materials and especially for the animals. And these two ferns like Marsilia and Angiopteris, both are the ferns, and both the ferns they are used as a source of the food materials for the animals. The second, the ferns protect soil erosion. As you know, in the hilly area you can observe so many, or you can say the variety of the ferns. They make the bed on the rocks and thus they help in the process of soil erosion. When there is the rainfall and the heavy rainfall may be the cause of the soil erosion, and the ferns they hold the soil, they fix the soil at their position, and therefore they do not allow the removal of the topsoil, or you can say the soil erosion is prevented by the ferns, by the pteridophytes. They are used for scrubbing and polishing. Especially there is a type of fern that is equisetum, and the equisetum, the surface of equisetum is actually very rough. It has the rough surface, and because of the rough surface of the body, the equisetum is used to make the scrubbers, as well as it is also helps in the polishing of the shoes and other materials. It helps. So equisetum is used for scrubbing and polishing. The next one is the azolla. Azolla, as you know, azolla is a water fern. Azolla is found in the water. It is an aquatic fern, and azolla is symbiotically associated with the cyanobacteria. There is a bacteria, cyanobacteria, that is Anabini, and the species name of this Anabini is Anabini azuli. Why the name of the cyanobacteria has given Anabini azuli? Because this Anabini, the cyanobacteria, is found, is well associated with the fern. So I have written here, azolla, a water fern, had symbiotic association with the nitrogen fixing cyanobacterium, that is Anabini azuli, and this azolla is used as a biofertilizers, especially in the paddy field. So azolla, why azolla? Sometimes there will be the question that why azolla is used as a biofertilizers and especially in the paddy fields, because azolla is symbiotically associated with the Anabini, which is a type of cyanobacteria, and as you know, the cyanobacteria Anabini has tendency to fix atmospheric nitrogen, and therefore the nitrogen contents are too much in azolla, and that's why azolla are used as a biofertilizers in the paddy field. Now, the rhizomes and petiole of Bryopteris are used to produce anti-helminthic drugs. Bryopteris. Yesterday I told you about Bryopteris. I shown you the diagram of the Bryopteris also, and especially the underground stem of the Bryopteris is called rhizome, and that rhizome has the medicinal properties. It is used as a anti-helminthic drugs. It means it can prevent the growth of parasitic worms. Some of the worms are there like ascaris, some other nematodes. Some worms they are prevented by the rhizome of Bryopteris. That's why I have written here the rhizomes, not only the rhizomes, even the petiole also. Petiole is the part of the leaf, it is the leaf stalk, and both parts of the Bryopteris are used to produce anti-helminthic drugs, means the drugs which are used to prevent the parasitic worms. Now, the ferns are also grown as ornamental plants. As you know, ornamental plants are those plants, the decorative plants. So the ferns, variety of the ferns are there, and these ferns, they look very attractive, and that's why so many ferns, they are used as the ornamental purpose also, to decorate the homes, the lawns and other places. So these are the economic importance of pteridophytes, and all these points which I have written here, you please note down these points in your fair copy also. Now, after the economic importance of pteridophytes, then you will talk about the differences in between the bryophytes and pteridophytes. Both topics I have already discussed. Now the time has come to see the differences between the bryophytes and pteridophytes. I have written here some of the points. You can expand all these points in your notebooks. At least 5 to 6 differences you should learn between the bryophytes and pteridophytes. All these points are here. The main plant, as you know, the main plant body of the bryophyte is what? Gametophyte. While the main plant body of the pteridophyte is called sporophyte. Why it is said to be the gametophyte? As you know, the main plant body, in the case of bryophyte, it produces the sex organs, antheridium, archegonium, both they are born on the main plant body. And this is the pteridophytes, the main plant body is sporophyte. Yesterday, I have already discussed that the main plant body of the pteridophyte is the sporophyte, as it produces what? Spores. Just you can recall that the spores, they are produced inside the sac, and these sacs are called sporangia, and the group of sporangia, as you know, they are called sorus. But in the difference, just you have to make the points like this. The plant body of the bryophyte is what? Gametophyte, while the plant body, the main plant body of the pteridophyte is called sporophyte. The bryophyte is non-vascular plant. As I told you about the non-vascular, means in the case of bryophytes, like in the liverworts, in the mosses, the vascular system is absent, the true vascular system is absent. In Markensia, in liverworts, the vascular system, that is xylem, phloem, such type of conducting tissues, they are absent. But in mosses, the rudimentary, or you can say a very primitive vascular strength is to be there, but you can say the true vascular system is overall absent in the case of bryophyte, while in the case of pteridophytes, as the plant is well developed, and to transport the materials from one place to the another place, the vascular system, the xylem and phloem, these tissues are found in the pteridophytes. So the second difference you can make, the bryophytes, they are non-vascular plant, and pteridophytes, they are called vascular primitive vascular plant. The third, in the bryophyte, the sporophyte is parasitic over the gametophyte. Just you can see the diagram of the bryophyte. In the bryophyte, the main plant body is gametophyte, but after fertilization, zygote is formed, and that zygote develops into the new sporophytic plant. And the sporophytic plant, as you know, has three parts: foot, seta and capsule. And this whole sporophytic plant is totally dependent on the main plant body, that is gametophyte. So you can say the sporophyte is parasitic over the gametophytic plant. Why I have used here the term parasitic? Because the sporophyte takes food materials from the gametophytic plant, from the main plant. So here the sporophyte is totally dependent on the gametophyte, but in the case of pteridophyte, as the main plant is sporophyte, and sporophyte is independent from gametophyte. As I taught you, in the case of pteridophytes, the main plant body is sporophyte, and the gametophyte is entirely different from the sporophyte main plant body. It is formed on the soil. This is called prothallus, and it is totally independent from the sporophyte. So here the sporophyte and gametophyte, both they are independent to each other, and that's why I have written here sporophyte is independent of gametophyte. The main plant body of the bryophyte is thyloid in nature, means the body is not differentiated into the root, stem and leaf in the case of bryophytes, but in pteridophytes the plant body is well differentiated into the root, stem and leaf. So generally the plant body is thyloid, except, you can write here, except mosses. In mosses some of the leaves like structures are present, but true root and the true stems, they are absent in the case of mosses even. But overall, the majority of the bryophytes, their plant body is thyloid in nature, and pteridophytes, the plant body is well differentiated into the root, stem and leaf. The rhizoids are present here in the case of bryophytes. In the bryophyte, in the thallus, you can observe, you can see the diagrams of so many bryophytes, so many projections. The rhizoids from the thallus, they are erased, and these rhizoids, they can absorb food material from the water and minerals from the soil. But here the rhizoids are absent. In place of the rhizoids, because the plant body is well developed in the case of pteridophytes, in place of the rhizoids, roots are present, and these roots can absorb water along with the minerals from the soil. Now the last one is the sex organs are stalked, means in the case of bryophyte, the sex organ has the stalk like structure. This is the stalk, and this is the, you can say, antheridium, means this whole structure is actually antheridium, but this antheridium has the stalk also, and such type of stalk is absent in the case of pteridophytes. There is no stalk. That's why the sex organs, they have the stalk like structure. In the case of antheridium, in the case of archegonium, the sex organs have the stalk like structure, but here the sex organs, they are sessile, means they don't have the stalk, and these sex organs, male and female, they are embedded on the prothallus, in the thallus, or you can say in the prothallus, or you can say in the gametophyte. So these all are the differences between bryophytes and pteridophytes. Now Tomorrow we'll discuss about in the next class gymnosperm. In this chapter, two more topics are left, and these are gymnosperm and angiosperm. And I will start gymnosperm tomorrow. But before, you can write down some of the questions for this week. And I can't see the boys, they are completing the assignment. I request you all to complete your assignment and send to me till tomorrow evening, so I can send your report to this school. Thanks. Please note down some of the questions. Question 1. Write the economic importance of pteridophytes. Write the economic importance of pteridophytes. Second, write any 5 differences. Write any 5 differences between bryophytes and pteridophytes. Between bryophytes and pteridophytes. Some other questions you note down from the previous chapters also, topics also. Question number 3. Why bryophytes are called amphibians of plant kingdom? Why bryophytes are called amphibians of plant kingdom? Next, differentiate between liverworts and mosses. Differentiate between liverworts and mosses. And the last question is, write the economic importance of algae and bryophytes. Write the economic importance of algae and bryophytes. So thanks to each and everyone. I will see you tomorrow. Thanks.